Virtual's language program. My name's Luke and in this video we're going to do a short tour of the platform and look at how you can study and complete your course successfully. First, how to enter. You can do this through the main page of Centro de Idiomas, but the easiest thing for a lot of people is probably to do it through Mi Sub, where Moodle Idiomas will appear, and from there you can just select your course or book, as they're commonly known. The first question will perhaps be, well, why is it called a book if it's technically a course? This relates to the design concept where the course is presented as if it was a book because the student will take a virtual journey and create their own story in which they'll be the protagonist in a learning adventure that takes place in an English-speaking country. So for example, in one level, the student will go to Vancouver, Canada, in another, New York, United States, London, England, Sydney, Australia, and in this case, it's Delhi, India. And there the student has the role of an exchange student that is studying in a foreign university. And for this adventure, they will have to learn certain skills in English and then apply them in real-life contexts. So now that we understand the basic design concept, we can look at some of the basics of a platform. On this occasion, we'll keep it very brief so as not to saturate you with too much information early on in the course. But we can see here we have the basic administrative tools in the left-hand column with the menu. Also, you have the messages here where you can get in touch with your assessor, and also some other functions that come down from the menu here. Also, there's some basic information about the program, but if we go further down, we can find the chapters, which are like the learning modules. The first one is Chapter 0 or Training, which is a little different to the others. It's mainly just a series of introductory forums where, for example, you create your avatar, you present yourself to your assessor, you look at how to study a language and certain learning techniques. Also, a bit more information about your course. But for now, we'll look at the first chapter of this course, which is called Welcome to India. So at the concept of a story, you can find here a summary of what's going to occur in this particular chapter. We can also look at the medals you can win, the criteria, and the challenges, which talk about the can-do statements, what you will be able to do with the language by the end of this chapter. And now, this is where we complete the different steps of the course content. Logically, we'll follow the numerical sequence here, and we'll start with the interactive content. So this is the first step. So as you can see, we just have a short audio here to present this context. You can also see the instruction buttons here, which will be useful throughout your studies. And then from here, we can go to the next step easily by clicking the link here. So now we're into the practice exercises. Again, you can find the instructions here. And on this occasion, we can see is a fill in the blanks exercise. So we complete the task here, click on check. If you make a mistake, it's fine. You can just click retry and make as many attempts as you like until you're happy with your score. You can see here this step has several different slides, 1 to 10 in this case. We just completed number 1, so we'll go to number 2 and follow the sequence that way. Finally, when we get to the end, let's imagine that I just completed number 9. It's very important to click on here where it says Resumen to register your score. If you do the steps, but don't click on the final one here, it will not register your progress. So it's very important to do the full step, all the slides, and then click on the final one here to register your final score. Again, I can click on the link here to go on to the next step and continue. On this occasion, I'm going to go back and return to the chapter in general. So we just looked at some of the interactive content there. Generally, the majority of the course will be this interactive, independent content that you will study autonomously. But after completing some of these different steps, we'll eventually arrive to a homework bin, which is indicated as Busan just after the name of the step. We can click here. So on this occasion, we're going to do a text about money habits. So we download the document here, complete the task, and then we upload it to the homework bin for our assessor's evaluation. We can return again to look at the chapter overview and the different steps. So now you can see we've done some of the interactive content, a homework bin, and then this sequence and this dynamic is repeated. Interactive content, homework bin for the intervention of your assessor. This is the same until the final two steps of each chapter. So here we can see it's the synchronous class or alternative activity. This is a video conference that takes place through Zoom. This is the part where you'll practice your spoken interaction with your teacher and the other students. This video conference takes place outside of the platform, as it would be a little difficult with Zoom and Moodle inserted together. So you'll receive an email from the Language Center where you'll choose your schedule, the timetable where you want to take the class. After you register, you'll receive an email with the link. All you need to do is read the instructions there, click on the link, and it will take you to the Zoom chat room at the start of the class. There'll be more information about this later. If you really can't participate in the video conference, there's the alternative activity here. We strongly recommend that you make the time to participate in the class, because this real-time interaction is very important, of course, to really be able to speak and understand the language in real time. But if it's really not possible, then we have the alternative activity here, which is an activity of text, and then you make an audio or a video at the end, based on the material from the real class. So that's the penultimate step, the synchronous class alternative activity. The final step is My DLP. My DLP means My Digital Language Portfolio. This is like a learning diary that you'll maintain during your studies. It has 3 sections. Passport, which is like your basic profile. Biography, which are your skills, what you can do in English. And then dossier, which are examples of your work. This document is the final product for the course. You'll complete it in sections at the end of each chapter. For example, here you can see the different can-do statements of the biography. And then you also complete the dossier with examples of your best work from the chapter. But so as not to include too much information in this first tutorial, I'll leave it there relating to the DLP. And you can see in the different links, there are video tutorials that you can also review if you want more information about My DLP. So we can see now that's the basic dynamic for each chapter: interactive content, homework bins, the live class, and My DLP. That will repeat for all the different chapters, so if you can do the first one, you can do all of them. Finally, you can see we have the course calendar here. This is also a section where you can download the portfolio. There are more tutorials and a bit more information about the evaluation of the course. But for now, this is all. Thank you very much for your attention. Feel free to get in touch with the Language Center or your assessor if you have any doubts, and best of luck with your English language studies.